Hey everyone, I'm Solara,
Hi, everybody. I'm Jan.
and we're back again to share some insights with you. So, I want to get into the self. Let's do some strength building. Sometimes we are just being inundated with the news and reading information, and we're seeing commercials and all kinds of advertisements and things are coming our way, and we get out of touch with who we are. And sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that we are strong, that we do have these attributes that are very beneficial to help others, to help ourselves. And in order to remind us of what these strengths are, it's a very good practice to write them down. So, a suggestion would be to get a piece of paper. And yes, I did say write. So, not type in our phones. We're going to kind of step away for a moment. Right, Jan?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we get so caught up a lot of times just texting or typing on the computer, but there is a connection to writing when we use our hand and our brain, and it just really gets more entrained and literally ingrained into our brain, and what we're writing kind of seeps in a little bit deeper, more of like a subconscious level. So what we're going to do is get a piece of paper, get a pen or pencil, and write down 5 strengths. Now, you might be thinking, 5 strengths, like, I don't know, like, I can only come up with like 2 or 3. Well, it's okay. Here's a hint. If you want to write one of the strengths, or maybe two, over again, that just means that you really, really know that that's something that you should be pursuing to use to help someone else, right? So, if you have to, go ahead and write that strength down a second time. But the goal is to try to find 5 unique things that you would consider strengths. It might be something that you hear from your loved ones or your friends. Oh, you're very good at cooking, or you're very good at writing. Whatever it is, go ahead and write those down. And the goal is to remind yourself on a regular basis who you are, what are those attributes that you have. And when you share what your strengths are with people, there's really a fulfillment that comes into play. What do you think about that?
I love that. I was going to say to everybody, I once had to do an exercise where I had to ask someone, three different people, sounded funny,
Yeah,
person,
that's
um,
okay.
what my strengths were. And it was very interesting. They had to give me three, each of them. And it was very interesting to hear them back from someone else. So
Hmm.
that might be a suggestion if you can't figure them out yourself and you feel at a loss, because sometimes when we feel pressured to do something, we're like, oh my gosh, I can't think of three strengths or something. So ask somebody what your strengths are. And
Hmm.
it's always interesting to hear because sometimes they see things in you you have a hard time seeing in yourself. But when they
That's
say
very true.
it, all of a sudden you realize it. I also love not only writing it, but I actually love, we were chatting about before, saying it out loud
Hmm.
or looking in a mirror and saying it to yourself. So it's not only giving you that sort of verbal cue, but that visual cue of
I
looking at
love that.
yourself and saying, you know, I'm very creative, and it's just different. And if you want to do something else, you can record yourself and then listen to it back because it's always interesting hearing it in your own voice.
I love that. I really, really do, because when you talk about the mirror aspect of it, it's reflection. And so not only are you reflecting as you're writing things down or asking other people to reflect, like, hey, if you take a moment and just share, what you think my strengths are, it's reflection all the way around. They're reflecting, you're taking that information, writing it down, reflecting, looking at your reflection in the mirror. So that's a very powerful tool to building that inner strength. So I'd love to do that activity and see, which of whoever just listened to this on the replay, share with us what you find out. How does it feel after a couple of times of reading them out loud, and even your process of writing down the strengths? What did you think when you saw them written, or when you heard someone tell you what they observed? As far as your strengths are concerned. So, we thank you all for another opportunity to share insights and introspection with you. And we look forward to seeing you at our event. Our event is going to be June 25th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be online. It's, of course, Eastern Standard Time, embodying and radiating the divine energy of the sun. We hope to see you there. See you next time.
See you next time.